Okay, well, we are live, and I have sent the invitation, so everybody should be joining us shortly. Until then, wow, what an interesting radio show we just had.
Interesting. I thought it was awesome.
It was awesome.
I thought it was really.
It was awesome.
It was great for everybody to kind of hear everything that that twins really kind of are starting to find, especially in Union. Some of the similarities were interesting, but it's really cool how all of us seem to be able to tap into each other as twins.
Right.
I thought that was really amazing.
Yeah. I think the dynamic is between the six of us is really amazing.
Yeah.
The similarities in our unions.
Yeah.
And the physical manifestations, how they're very similar.
Oh, okay. You sent the invites from here?
I sent the invites from here as soon as I logged on.
No, I meant from inside this room since we're now broadcasting.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Great.
Smart like that, Lee.
Oh, because it showed one viewer and then it disappeared. So I didn't know if you had figured it out or.
Oh, I knew.
Okay.
I already knew.
Okay.
So I don't know where they're at, but they're coming.
All right.
They're supposed to be here. I mean, if they stand us up, we've got issues with all four of them, especially that Trevor and Allen guy.
Yeah.
So we're fairly new at this Google Hangout, but we're getting it down. So if you want to join, the group chat's open, so we can chat in there too. But if you want to join and discuss the radio show that we just had, get a hold of us by getting in here. Yes, I just posted that. Get in this room and let's talk about it, because we had quite the show on physical manifestations and how they work inside of a twin flame union.
Yeah.
Kept getting a lot of beeps.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Well, what are you drinking? Because I'm having water with lemon and cucumber.
I'm having a little bit of red. A little bit of red
Merlot.
Merlot.
I'm not drinking because I'm done.
So let's open chat at least, so that way we can
Chat's
see who's
open.
there. Okay.
Now it was closed. Now it's open.
Oh, okay.
And he's typing hello.
Yes. Because I'm sure that
now it says 4 viewers.
Right. So I'm wondering if you've given them that thing from the inside of the screen.
It did say invite, and I hit invite, and I put their names in individually.
Okay.
I did do that.
Okay.
I'm very smart like that.
Yeah.
Did it like this.
Well, it's under Trevor.
I know.
Oh.
But I'm being safe.
Okay. Okay.
Now we have 5 viewers.
Yes.
So if you're a viewer and you know a little bit about this Google Hangout thing, and you want to come into the Google Hangout, come into the chat and let us know how to do that. Never mind. We've got them because I know what I'm doing.
Oh, you do? How come after we sent the invite said you?
I'm the one that did it.
Oh. Hello.
Hi guys. There's Trevor. There's Alan, but they're just standing still.
Trevor's got the whole Christopher Reeve pose going.
There's Trevor.
There's Trevor.
Might put us in watch mode, not in with you guys.
Yeah,
Who did that? You guys did, or we did? Don't blame me, Trevor.
We hit the link that you gave us, dear.
Oh, Lee did that.
No, the link that you have on the Relationship Reinvented, so people can't come into the room from that link.
Oh, well, I don't know how to do it.
So what we need to do is if
there's Alan. He's live.
Hey, Alan. All right, so here's what we do.
Alan's on.
Are one of the viewers, and you would like to be in the room, just give me your Google+. I can't see how we can see the viewers because we can add them to this room.
Yes, we can.
There's a way to do that. So what I'll do is I'll log into Facebook, and if you're interested in coming in, we'll just add your Google+ name, and that should get you in there. Oh, wait a minute.
Can everybody hear us?
Kelly Joe Dugan.
Eileen and Trevor can.
I can hear
Alan, can you?
Yeah, we're Sandy's going to get the speakers, and we're going to be able to hear you a lot better. So.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, we were trying to keep them quiet.
Right.
Hang on,
We had a great show tonight, guys. That was a great show. That was a great show.
Oh, by the way, I left you a message. Ignore it. You can delete it. I was letting you know we were in watch mode.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The link, I guess, that comes from there, it takes a minute for it to do the other thing.
Yeah, we've got some viewers, so hopefully they can come in.
Well, we need to look here because they're messaging.
Oh, we got people messaging. So
yes.
I know. There's lots of questions about tonight's show. I know there is. There's got to be questions about tonight's show. Gotta be.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Seriously.
We gotta explored some different areas tonight.
Yes.
Really did.
Hey, we're getting better. At least we have Alan here.
Oh, hang on. What? Hang on. Wait a minute.
We could.
Our speakers hooked up, guys.
Oh, now you can hear us.
So we can hear a little bit better.
Speak now.
They're still joining us on the Commodore 64.
Really? Again with the Commodore 64?
A Commodore 65?
Thank you.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Can everybody see Lynn? Oh, Lynn's frozen.
Yeah, I see somebody.
Our speakers hooked up, guys.
Oh, now you can hear us.
So we can hear a little bit better.
Now.
I'm having water tonight, guys. Water with cucumber and lemon. Yum.
Water?
It's good, honey. Don't worry about it.
Well, Lee's drinking the wine, so I'll be tipsy in no time.
Oh, it's broken.
That's got to be Sandra. She's got Lee's shirt on.
What is she doing?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, we
Somebody
can
else?
see you.
You just
Not good.
Hey, we
Oh,
got
no,
somebody
really?
else.
Hey, it's Big Al.
Oh, Big Al.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Alan hasn't quite joined. Only his picture has.
There he is. Hi, Al.
Wine, so I'll be
tipsy in no time. Huh?
There's Lynn. Lynn's back.
All right.
Now we have a party, folks.
I'm trying to get Kelly Joe. Messaging. Oh, she's just watching. Okay. Kelly, if you can hear us, if you have a question about tonight's show, definitely go ahead and post it because I do have Google Plus open here, so I can actually message you. Hey, it's Big Al.
What's up, Big Al? All right, so this is what we call a party right here, folks. A twin flame party. Ooh, lots of feedback. Alan, turn the sound down.
Kelly, if you can hear us, if you have a question about tonight's show, this is on delay. Alan's watching from a delay.
Oh, yeah.
So he must be watching. Alan, just turn your stereo down.
Yeah, turn your speakers down, Alan.
Not Alan Spear, Alan Goforth.
Yeah, Alan Goforth has this stuff way too loud. That's how he rolls.
Yeah, he's put us on the big screen.
Huh?
So we're almost being filmed now.
Yeah, this is wrong on every level.
And how come it's not switching when somebody
I don't know. So, what do you got to say about the show, Eileen?
Oh, me? Oh, I thought it was awesome. You know, it's really cool to see how everybody's having
Alan Goforth, turn your speakers down.
They are.
Maybe it's Alan Spears' speakers that are too loud.
That could be the case. What were you saying, Eileen?
Yeah.
We're having a little problem with the
Oh,
speakers.
just how I think that the fact that we all have similar experiences, but in our own way, it seems like the more that we get together with each other, the stronger they're becoming.
Right.
Kind of interconnected. Well, I think it includes people that are on our Facebook pages.
They are.
Hello, Alan.
I turn them down anymore, they're going to be off.
You're good. Maybe it's ours.
We're trying to hear Eileen, which usually we don't have a problem doing.
Can you hear Trevor?
We can always hear you, Trevor.
And Ray just joined us.
Yep, Ray just joined us.
So this actually is pretty cool. It's actually working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Yay!
I see somebody
Yes,
else.
Eileen, we can hear her now.
Am I not working?
It's coming in.
Lynn, we can hear you, Lynn.
Okay.
Did you have a question about tonight's show, Lynn?
Huh?
Did you have a question about tonight's show?
That was quite an interesting show about all the physical things going on.
Yeah. What'd you think of the healing information you got?
Oh, things like that. Amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Have you experienced anything like that with your twin, Lynn?
Yeah. Except he's probably glad that I'm not. I'm way past that.
Right.
Hello, Ray. Can you hear us?
Ray's coming in.
Ah, she's still coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do pick up on physical
I
things.
don't have a mic.
Ray does not have a mic, so
Okay.
she can
But
ask
she
it
can
there.
hear.
Yes. What was you saying, Lynn? I'm sorry. Lee was distracted.
I was saying that we do get sick together. Same.
Oh, and you guys are.
Oh.
Hello, Ray. Can you hear us?
You're a great distance from each other, though, right?
No.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, over 9,300 miles.
Wow. 9,000
yeah.
miles, and you guys are feeling sick together?
We do, yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It's incredible.
Nice. Okay, let's see if. Do you have any questions for us, Ray? She's typing out on chat. So if you're in Google Plus, if you go up to the far top left and click chat, you can actually see her messages. You guys see him, Trevor?
We're on a full screen, so no.
Oh, okay. But if you just take your mouse and go over to the left side of the screen, up at the very top should be a blue box that says chat.
So you can see over there. So she's just listening. So tonight we were discussing all the physical manifestations in the Twin Flame Union, and we talked about some really big, amazing ones. And we really didn't touch on, we did some of the little manifestations that happen every day. Like,
You guys see him, Trevor?
Yeah, I can now. Now that I put my glasses on.
Just take your mouse and go over to the left.
Trevor's holding the computer like this.
I learned that from you.
Tonight we were discussing all the physical manifestations. But we didn't discuss the little manifestations that were happening, such as being able to taste what each other was eating and being across town in a day. There were so many times that I tasted peanut butter or I tasted pizza and I wasn't having it. And I would call Lee and be like, "What are you eating?" And he would say, "Pizza." So many things like that were going on.
Have you, Alan and Sandra, do you guys have that where you can taste what each other's eating?
Oh, yes.
We have knives.
Yeah, because I love tuna salad. And there's a lot of times that where we got back together, and I would be having like tuna salad for lunch, and she could not only taste it, but then because she has an allergy, she'd freak out.
We're having problems hearing.
Alan needs to be closer to his mic. I think get a little bit closer to your mic, Alan, when you speak, because I think what's happening with those speakers that you have.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of feedback.
Can you hear me now?
Oh
Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit
much
better.
better, much better.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, no, she would go through that before we got back together.
Uh-huh.
And one of my favorites is like tuna salad. And allergic to tuna was, and she'd actually break out whenever I'd eat tuna.
So we found our revenge medicine for what happens when she does it the other way.
Yeah, so I mean, it does happen.
I'm not allergic to tuna. I'm allergic to pink tuna.
Pink tuna, I'm sorry.
She's allergic to what?
Pink tuna.
Pink.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Trevor, Eileen, can you guys hear Alan and Sandra okay?
Not very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to turn up the volume on your mic. Go to the settings.
Okay, hang on.
Are you guys hearing a feedback, Trevor and Eileen?
Yeah, it's almost like somebody's got their radio on or something.
Yeah, like their stereos up really loud.
Yeah.
I'm hearing us on a delay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Alan Goforth because I like to blame everything on him.
Yeah, because Alan's usually the first person we want to blame. Oh, what's wrong, Alan? You got something you need to get off your chest?
Yeah.
Trevor, Eileen, can you guys hear Alan and Sandra okay? See, that's us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Turn up the volume on your mic. Go to the settings.
It is. It's up as high as
Are you
it
guys
goes.
hearing a feedback? Trevor sounds like an astronaut.
Yeah, it's almost like somebody's got their radio on or something. Wow.
Yeah, like their stereos up really loud.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, it's all feeding back.
Yeah, it's feeding. It's all feedback because I like to blame everything on him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Alan's usually the first person.
Hey, Alan said something.
Oh, what's wrong, Alan?
It is a delay. We're responding.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So it's definitely Alan Goforth's connection. I think he's on a delay, where the rest of us are real time.
That did take care of it. We muted Alan Goforth. Mute Alan Goforth real quick and see if that happens. Because we'll take him out and bring him back in.
It's all fine right now.
He's about
Sorry,
to call
Al.
us.
No, either that or he's talking to us.
Yeah. Can you hear us better now?
Yes.
He's talking. Hold on.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, kind of.
Not
Okay.
so much?
It was really strange because there was like that dead silence after we muted
Oh,
him.
my eyes. Okay.
And we don't have the feedback now, so
Yeah.
we're not really quite sure what it is with his.
We just muted him. It's all good. We
Yeah,
mute him daily. We mute Alan Goforth daily.
Yeah,
He's
but
used to
now
it.
you can't unmute him. you can't turn off the mute now. I mean, you can't.
Ooh, I like that feature.
The only thing we can do is eject him, just like George Jetson. I mean,
Eject
there's
him and
no
bring him
other
back
way-
in.
There's no other way around it.
And Alan still hears the feedback, and we do just a little bit, but it isn't like what it was.
I just kicked Alan Goforth out of the hangout.
Bring him back.
Okay, I'll bring him back.
She didn't hold back at all. She did. I was like, no, wait a minute.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. I
Did
still
you
hear
kick it
my
out?
stereo.
Yeah.
Can you hear better now?
Well, here, she's putting, I can hear everyone not this time. I'm listening for the moment. Tech person here, used to running group calls. I would suggest that when this actually gets started, that
Mic
folks all
off.
keep their mic off unless you want to speak.
Well, now it's all
Ah.
clear. Alan's gone and it's clear. Is it clear to
Thank you,
guys?
Ray. Thank you.
It's
No more
better, but
feedback?
it's still running back there.
The feedback is?
Yeah, but it's really, really quiet.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I can invite him back in, but
Yeah,
maybe we should take a vote. I'm just joking because he's gonna watch this.
Sandra and Alan, we can barely hear you.
Yeah, Sandra and Alan, we're having issues
Let's
hearing
see.
you.
Let him speak now before you go ahead and send him. Alan, can you say something?
Yes. What would you like to hear?
Yeah. So it was Alan's feedback that was making his microphone sound loud.
Come closer, Alan. Come closer.
Hello.
Yes.
Is
Can hear you
that?
fine.
That's better.
I'm
Yes.
thinking that it was
I
Sandra's
wish you were a
feedback.
dentist. You could give me a free exam.
Well, you've got a voice for radio. Just speak louder.
Okay, how's this?
That's better.
Tell them what they've won, Don Pardo.
Oh, wow.
Why did the universe put us together? I'm crying over here.
So it shows 7 viewers actually watching this outside of it. So I'm not sure if there's a way to get them to come in or how that works. But it does show 7 actual viewers. I'll look again and see.
All I know is the mayhem that was the Google Hangout last week has had like 200 views. That was a hot mess.
This is Ray here. Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Ray.
yes, I hear you. Hi, Ray.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Just using an old headset that's not working very well, but we'll see how it
Well,
goes.
it seems to be working fine. We hear you great.
Great.
Were you able to listen to the radio show?
No, this is my first time seeing you guys. I've seen you do some stuff on G+, but I haven't actually attended anything yet.
Oh,
So
nice.
this is my first time meeting you guys. So hi.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you.
Well,
Have you
we
been-
hear you better than Sandra and Alan, and they were on the radio show.
Oh,
Okay.
We like you better, Ray.
Oh, hey, now. Hey, what is that?
We can't hear you, Alan, so talk all you want. We see your mouth moving. I kind of like Alan like this.
So, Ray, have you been able to watch our YouTube channel?
I see all my friends.
no, I
are.
haven't seen anything you've done yet. I've been kind of in and out of G+ and just busy. I had a funeral to attend recently, so I haven't really been
All right.
up on things. So I've been kind of distracted.
Okay.
Okay, well,
haven't had the opportunity to, but I've seen you guys post a lot of stuff online, so I thought I'd just show up randomly tonight and see how it goes.
Awesome.
Well, that's how we roll. We're very random
So,
like
do
that.
you know about Twin Flames?
Oh yes.
Are you?
Yes.
I grew up with this stuff. I just didn't expect that I would ever meet mine. So, because it was such a rare thing, it wasn't anything I was actually looking for. So, at least that's how I was raised anyway. So, when I actually ended up meeting mine, it was a real shocker.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. You're not looking for them, they're not looking for you, but you end up finding each other.
It pretty much turned our lives completely upside down, and we're still on that phase.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's the runner and who's the chaser?
Oh no! There's no running and chasing.
Oh,
We're doing really. I mean, between the two of us, the relationship is fine. It's just that he lives in Scotland and I live in America, and it broke up my engagement. But not because there was any cheating or anything like that. It wasn't like that at all. It was all very open and honest, and it was more about the energy that we were experiencing and the strange metaphysical issues and complete chakra awakenings, the whole 9 yards, right? And I was excited telling my fiance this all the time. I was like, oh my God, person, and I don't know them, and this is so weird, and
Wow.
but all this stuff is happening, and is it okay if I explore this? Is that okay? And he was, yeah, sure, you know. Because he didn't understand any of it, but he was willing to accept it. But as time went on, I'm not going to make a long story out of it. As time went on, it became clear that I was taking a different path than my fiance was, and so we had to he couldn't follow me, and I couldn't follow him, so we had to part company. It was sad, and I still love him, but there's nothing I can do about that part now, so I've moved on, and I'm now officially with my twin, and now we're just trying to cope with immigration issues and trying to find our own path and learning how to meditate better together and manifesting our reality and trying to basically make a life for ourselves somehow. And we feel a little lost half the time trying to trying to navigate
from our
all this.
experience, you're doing it the right way. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I have no idea what we've done right.
Follow your heart.
We've just tried to be as honest and as open as possible with one another. Astrologically, we never thought it would work, but we figured out twins trump astrology big time.
Yes, they do.
In an amazing kind of way, not in a bad way at all. It's been very educational, and we find that we've swapped signs. There's a lot of our personality traits that have swapped over the course of the year. This all started about a year ago, so we've been in this actually since I think we met at the end of January or February last year. And my fiance was kind enough to fly me to Scotland to meet him.
There you go.
Yeah, he offered, which was amazing. And very selfless of him to do so. So I've always had a lot of gratitude for that. But I spent the entire summer there, and just to figure out if I wasn't crazy, I needed to know.
Yeah.
Is this like some weird online, illusion, or is this the real deal? And it was the real deal. So I was amazed and shocked and happy and scared and all at the same time, and we managed to not run, and neither one of us faced it. So, but now we're in a pickle.
Yeah.
Trying to cross 4,000 miles.
I think one of the biggest things that you said, Ray, was the fact that you are going to be open and honest, and that is exactly what Sandra and I did. We came back together after our first attempt, which failed miserably. It went down in flames. And we said, this time, totally open, totally honest, totally above board, and so far, so good. I mean, everything is beautiful. And I can't identify with the distance thing that you're going through, but, God bless you. I mean, go with it. Just go with it, because not many people get this chance.
No, and that's how we feel. I mean, we feel like we need to honor this in the best way we can. We know that it's bigger than just the relationship. We have something to do. We just haven't figured out exactly what that is yet, and that's been probably one of the hardest parts for us, because separated we feel like we're grasping at straws in the dark.
Yeah.
And together we had so much more clarity. But then I keep hearing, well, it's not supposed to matter. If your twin used to be able to cross this distance spiritually and metaphysically, and we feel like, or at least I particularly feel like a novice at this whole thing, even knowing about this most of my life, that it's like, well, what are we supposed to be doing? Are we supposed to be getting together online every day and trying to connect with each other, or are we supposed to be what? I mean, we're just grasping all the time, like, what are we supposed to do next? And I'm about to lose my house. I'm unemployed. I'm trying to follow my heart on all this, and I keep expecting any day now something's going to break. Something's going to break. It's going to open up. The finances are going to work out. Something's going to happen. But it's been 8 months of doing that. All this positive energy work, and I'm still in the exact same place I was when I got back from Scotland. It's been frustrating and very maddening and very frightening, because I have a son, and I might not have a place to live.
Ray, you gotta let fear go, honey.
I didn't have it to begin with. Now I'm just 6 weeks away from desolation.
We have so much fear in us, and it's like it's in our DNA. And once we let it go and say, okay, Spirit, you're in control of this, and let it go. Let Spirit take control of it. Even though it looks very uncomfortable for you, something magnificent is going to happen. I think it's my job. And we walked away from everything we had, and we wing it month to month. Trust me.
Yeah, we do.
Lynn is here, and I think Lynn, do you have any questions for Ray? Because I know Lynn's twin is across the ocean too, and they have an online. They meet online all the time. Do you have any questions for Ray, Lynn, being in the same situation? Can Lynn hear us?
Well, sorry.
Where'd she go?
Yeah, I think, did we lose her?
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have lost her.
Did we lose it?
No, there she is.
She's got a, looks like she's got a connection issue. She's
I'm here.
digitizing a bit.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah, you're getting better. You're getting better. It cleared up.
Is that
You got anything?
okay? All right. Well, my question is kind of like, trying to think how to put it. Okay, yeah. We got the years.
For how many
And
years?
I don't have a clue.
We keep losing her.
How I got the most incredible connect. Hello?
How many years, Lynn, have you
I don't
been?
understand this.
How many years have you been with your twin, Lynn?
4 years. 4.
4 years. And you have not met in person?
Yeah.
Right.
No, we haven't.
Well, that's hard.
And I don't know when we will.
Right. Go ahead.
So Ray, is any energy coming to you to tell you which direction to go at this point?
Honestly, I've meditated on it. We both meditated on it, and we keep coming up with a blank answer. We're missing something. We're not sure what it is. What confuses us about the situation is that in the very beginning, and for months, at least for the first 6 months, it seemed like the most amazing serendipity. As soon as we wanted something or addressed something, it would manifest. I mean, even things we didn't think we were going to meet until maybe this year or the end of last year. And just talking about it one night last year, the very next day, my fiance, out of the blue, just said, "Do you want to fly to Scotland?" And I had not even mentioned it to him that my twin and I had even discussed it. It was those kind of little, and that's just one of the big ones, but there were many others. All these little serendipitous, completely out of the blue manifestations of things we wanted just popped into existence. And we thought we were keeping that going. But as soon as I got back from Scotland, it's been one test after another. It's almost like it's trying to test us to see if we're serious. Because
Ray,
we've gotten nothing but silence.
Ray, this is Trevor and Eileen.
Hi, Trevor. Eileen.
The thing that worked for us, and I can't say it's going to work for you, but we actually set a date. And after setting that date, it was September 9th. I remember it very well. After setting that date, things started to happen that gave me the funds to be able to travel the 3,000 miles, make it here on this side of the continent. And then at that point, the things that we needed started coming in order to places where we're at right now. And I've got to tell you, we're okay now, and a lot of the things that we gave up and left behind has all been replaced. But for us, it was actually setting a date.
And Trevor came on his motorcycle, packed what he could on it, left everything else behind, his house, everything in the house other than what he could put on his motorcycle, and had $45 when he landed on this side of on the East Coast. I left a big house with everything in it other than what I could move into a 2-bedroom apartment with a new job. I'd been a stay-at-home mom for 18 years, whatever it was. And so never really had a career job, and I had to go out and get a job, which ultimately was really a terrible job. But somehow I got approved for the apartment and had the job, and everything, like Trevor said, everything fell into place and has worked out. And, you know, the universe does provide, but there's got to be, it seems like there needs to be some sort of connection with where the universe is trying to take you and you're surrendering to it.
And again, for us, maybe it was that I just set a date and said, I'm going at this time. And then everything started to line up with that. So for some reason, when it was left open-ended, it just wasn't going anywhere.
And that was irregardless of the reality of whether it was feasible or possible at all?
It was irregardless. I could not tell you at the point that I set that date that well, I can tell you, I had no idea how I was going to fund that because all the bank accounts, everything that I had was being left. And it just, money started coming from strange places to make it happen. It just happened. But it was after saying, I'm going on this day. I'm just going to go.
Yeah, so forward movement always is going to give you exactly the thing that you need and energy to make things happen.
You feel like being specific with the universe. I need this at this time.
And that's what happens.
And that's what happens.
No fear about it.
We're getting what we need, but we haven't given it any time limits because we thought, well, maybe we need to be a little bit less, you know, how specific are we supposed to be? How loose are we supposed to be? I mean, we haven't really known. I mean, for us, it's a huge, huge financial thing because of the fact that it's me going to the UK. And the UK immigration laws are amazingly difficult to satisfy. They're making it much, much harder to get across. Even as a spouse, if we were to get married, it would cost, just to give you an idea, if I wanted to move over just as his spouse and he didn't make enough money, I would have to have £72,000 in my bank account in order to qualify. And that doesn't count my application fees or moving costs or anything. So it's a huge, like almost impossible amount of money that we need in order to manifest this thing that we're trying to do together.
Isn't 700 pounds like $5.95?
No, I'm talking 72,000.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much 700 pounds is.
It's about $120,000 American.
Oh, okay. So that's a lot different than $5.75.
I wish it were like that. and the dollar's only getting worse against a pound. I keep watching.
So what about him coming here?
He's got a young son that he's sharing custody with in the UK. So it makes more sense for me to go there. My son's older, and I'd like him to go to college in Glasgow. I like the colleges. Everything just really pointed to me going there. There's a lot of reasons for that, but we did discuss the issue both ways. And I want to go there. He wants me to come there. It feels like that's what we're supposed to do. Those are the messages we've gotten. But everything else seems difficult or a challenge in order to we're having to climb over or somehow work around. You know, so that's been our biggest issue. Just trying to, because we have things we want to do. I mean, we're both ecologically minded. We were trying to start a business long distance between the two of us, but that's been difficult as well. And this all through positive energy. I mean, I'm talking somewhat negatively at the moment, but only because I've been working on this and focusing on this and trying to put all this positive energy into it and trying to open myself up to the universe and let things flow, and we're not getting that flow. And either I have to stay here for a particular reason for a period of time, or he needs to be without me for a period of time. We don't know. We're grasping at straws, trying to figure out why the delay, when everything else was working so smoothly before.
Are there any numbers coming to you at all?
Numbers?
Yeah. To you both.
Other than like the typical 1111 stuff that we didn't know about in the beginning that was coming up a lot.
Start playing the lotto or playing like the 3-digit or 4-digit lottery with the numbers that you guys keep seeing, and just let energy do what it's supposed to. And what we'll do as twins, I believe all of us would do that. All 6 of us would be willing to go ahead and meditate the energy to make it happen for you.
You bet.
Oh, wow.
Actually, a lot of it came up in my mind when she was talking.
I knew Eileen was going to have something to say. I felt it, and I think it's going to be genius. What you got?
That's it.
Well, no.
Oh, she's got more. I forgot.
Was it Sandra? Sandra was talking. Yeah. Sandra, what did you say?
Sky's the limit. I don't think there's anything that can keep you apart when the time is right.
Well, that's always the thing about twins. Remember, this connection is timeless, and you have to be here. Me and Sherry were both told something very deeply in our dreams that we always live by. You may be in this world, but you don't have to be of it.
I totally
got the same one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm an Aquarian. I totally relate to that.
What'd you say, Trevor?
Her and I have the same saying: "Be in it, but not of it." The same thing came to us too.
Okay. So.
And you can make. I'm sorry. I was just going to say that, Ray. You can make a declaration. I'm just going to briefly talk about an experience I've had where I made declarations in universe and it put me on this path. I suffered from fibromyalgia and had it for 7 years. I was at my wit's end, and I finally just threw my hands up and I said, "Take me or heal me. I'm not going to do this anymore." And my world just totally changed, and I awakened, and Trevor came into my life. So if you've had enough of wherever you are at, make a declaration, tell the universe, this is what I want. Take your hands at the universe and say, this is whatever it is that you want, say, make this happen, and put will behind it and force behind it in a good way. And then just kind of sit back for a little bit and see what unfolds.
And I'm gonna just remind Ray of something that she already knows. She already knows that the universe is totally unlimited. There is no shortage of anything at all.
True. You're right. I'm just. I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say, but but you're absolutely right. I already know that. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what are we doing something wrong? Maybe that's just something, my self-doubt, coming into play. But I had to wonder if are we doing it the wrong way, something, and is that why nothing's coming to us? But you're right. I need to make that declaration. I need to be more specific with the universe, and those are really good. You're not the first person to say that to me. I have gotten that message recently from somebody else as well, that I need to be much more specific and not so generic with it. I thought it was doing us a favor by being more generic. Just, I need an influx of money. I wasn't saying how much. I just need an influx of money. Please. I don't want to be greedy. Just give me enough.
Ray, I totally understand. Just trying to stay in the flow and envisioning what you want, and not pushing things, and just allowing. But apparently, there's times when we just have to state, like you said. You've got to state what we want, declare what we want, and set our will, engage it in order to get what we want.
Good
Agreed.
advice. Yeah.
Agreed. You got anything, Sandra, Alan? You guys anything? Got any? I can't even speak. Anything to add? It's Lee. He takes my words. That's it.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm using
can
that.
you guys hear us okay?
No, but go ahead and speak.
Okay, I don't like her anymore.
Yes, you do. You don't have a choice.
No, I mean, we have the same problem. I mean, not to Ray's degree, and I can't even fathom that. I can't even imagine that. I mean, we're going sometimes day by day, you know, but we just keep happy. We keep the faith. We understand that Spirit is going to do what Spirit's going to do, and as long as you're trying to do the best you can with where you are at this point in time, that it's going to get better. And somehow or another, and I'll be damned if I know how it works, but it works. I don't need to know. We don't know. I don't think any of us need to know, but I mean, it works, and I don't know how. But I can't even fathom that, though. I mean, going through, what, 72,000 pounds?
Yeah, 72, and that's, like I said, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. What I really need to do it right to get out of debt is about $200,000.
Ray, when you look at yourself in the mirror, do you know what a twin is capable of?
Oh.
Honestly, no. I don't know everything that we can do. I know that we have more abilities than we practice, but that's because we're just kind of, this is all new. I mean, even though I grew up knowing about twins, it wasn't like somebody had a book and said, here's what you're going to need to do. I never got that book, you know, and I never thought I'd ever meet one, so I never actually thought about what was supposed to happen. And this was, even though I knew when I was finally hit with all this, it was completely different than what I had expected anyway.
But Ray, what about the dreams? Because you both should be sharing a dream and should be sharing, in that dream, you should be getting information of some kind. Sometimes the information could be hidden. Sometimes it can be an image of something that you're supposed to do together that's supposed to change everything. And that's kind of one of those things where you just got to start telling each other, because it's two parts of a key. I have one part of the dream, Sherry will have the other part of the dream, and unless we talk about it, we don't know necessarily what it means by itself.
Yeah, we don't really talk about. I mean, we talk about dreams sometimes, but I mean, sometimes we dream about. I mean, until just recently, I think that the funeral and all that kind of put me out of balance for a little while. But literally, for almost the entire year, I've had dreams with my twin in them just every single night. I don't always remember them, though. When I wake up the next day, I don't remember. It's almost like our higher selves, and if you're a gamer, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's almost like our higher selves are like GMs, and they're getting together in the middle of the night, and they're on the astral plane. They're sitting there talking and making plans, but they're not letting us know what's going on.
So here's the $1 million question. How are you programming your mind to remember?
I actually try to practice lucid dreaming. I haven't done it in a short while because of the family drama that I've been through lately. I'm just, like I said, out of balance with this. But I was practicing lucid dreaming in order to get to a state where I could actually ask myself questions and get answers. I kind of got to that point, and then boom, I got family drama. And the same thing with my twin. This entire year has been one funeral after another. Close, like hard funerals to have to go through. We've had these deaths and rebirths and deaths, and every time we try to do something else, and then something else happens that seems completely unrelated to us, but then throws us completely off balance for another month. it's been just a roller coaster ride until this funeral, and then after this funeral, and after the eclipse we just had, the solar eclipse. Suddenly something shifted, and we felt that shift because it was starting to get to us, starting to get to the relationship, and we're starting to get. It was starting to get harder and harder to talk to one another, and then all of a sudden, I guess about 4 days ago, we had this brilliant conversation where everything just kind of came out in the open, and we felt suddenly purged of a lot of built up crap and crud from the last 4 months of this year. Everything's happened during first quarter and up until more recently for myself. And that's been a good thing. That was, and it was a good conversation, and we actually kind of feel like we're back on track again. But other than that, his dreams and my dreams together, I don't know that we've ever actually thought about them being connected in any way.
Hey, Ray.
All right. So I'm going to give you a suggestion, something that you both want to try. You might want to try it for 2 nights in a row.
Okay.
What you're going to do is about 5 minutes before you're going to sleep, after you've laid down, you look at your right hand. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
You look at your right hand, he looks at his left hand, and count the number of lines before you go to sleep. Clear your mind and just keep counting the number of lines while you sleep.
Lines in my hand, you mean?
Yes. The reason you're going to do that is you're going to program your mind to remember information. As you tell your brain what to do, it's going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. It's going to remember the lines. Get it?
You don't get it.
Well, now already, are you talking about remembering that while I'm in my lucid dream, if I can actually become lucid?
What I'm trying to get you to do is look at the gateway between when you both go to your higher selves and they look like they're having a conversation. You got to remember what was being said. So it depends. If you're stressed out before you go to sleep and try to go in there, it all sounds kind of foggy. It's almost like you can't hear what's being said.
Exactly. That's what happens a lot.
But it's almost like you had the conversation, and then all of a sudden when you're in the middle of a conversation with one another, it triggers it and you say it. So what I'm trying to get you to see is that you need to program your mind before you go to sleep to remove the stress, to remove any thoughts that don't have anything to do with anything. So you're going to tell your mind what to do by telling it to count the lines in your hands.
So it's a refocus.
Yes. It's a refocus. Exactly.
That's the word I was looking for.
What I was trying to get you to
time.
see is that you need to go a different direction before you go to sleep, because if you're already dreaming and you're already seeing these things and you're doing the astral travel, you need to hear the messages that are coming through. Now, it may take 2 nights for it to take place because it is something you really have to work at to get your mind to just completely shut down and just be focused on just what you're telling it to do.
Do we both have to be going to bed at the same time for this?
No, not at all.
I have a suggestion.
Good, because there's 7 hours difference.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Right.
We experienced a lot of things with a time frame that, that is a day later.
15 hours here.
15 hours. Wow.
Ray, I have another suggestion that you can add to everything that's been
Great.
talked
No,
about.
I'm writing this down, so it's go ahead.
Something else that I do that seems to work is I give thanks ahead of time of whatever it is I want. So I say thank you for providing me the funds that I need to do whatever it is I want to do. And I have a sense of gratitude for receiving whatever it is I want. So something you might want to look at is, are your belief and desires matching? So do you feel that you deserve what it is that you want? If you have some beliefs that might need some work to see if they are somebody else's belief that you're carrying on an unconscious level, you have a conscious belief, but it's not matching your desire with the unconscious one that is interfering with your conscious. So
No, it totally makes sense. I get it. I do.
yeah, so if you look at, your parents, teachers, something from the past where they may have had a different belief system than you, maybe do some meditation to eliminate it and replace it with your belief. So actually, let me ask, I often do this when we have the radio show. I talk about doing a percentage scale. So right now, what number pops in your head when I ask you the question of your beliefs and desires matching that you can raise the money in order to move over there, what number pops in your head that matches?
What percentage?
Okay, ask that question again, please. I didn't quite catch all that.
Okay, that your belief and desires match in order for you to be able to believe that you can raise the money in order to move over. My number pops in your head. That's true.
So you're asking me what you think my percentage of belief is?
That would be,
whether
at this point, looking at obtaining your goal, what percentage do you believe at 65%, 70, 50 that it can be accomplished?
And it's not, and it just let the number come to you. It's not a conscious thing.
the first number that popped into my head was about 60.
Okay.
There you go.
So what's happening then is that 40% you're not putting out to the universe to get back. So you're only putting out, you believe 60% chance that you can raise the money to move. So you've got to look at what is that 40% that's blocking you and work to heal that or correct it, course correct it, whatever needs to be done, so you can get between the 90 and 100%, and then things will open up for you and start happening. Make sense?
Yes. I have been working on that, actually. What you're saying is making out. I mean, I'm actually getting a lot of good confirmation tonight. I guess maybe in some ways I'm already on the path of correcting some of this. So it was good to get some feedback, because of the last 3 weeks I've been meditating on money. Not in a greedy kind of way, but I'm trying to change my negative attitude towards money. And I know that blocks me from attracting money to myself, because I'm not motivated by money. So I tend to push it away, because I don't like to work for money. I don't like to charge for things. I would rather trade with people. I'd rather help people than ask for people to give. You know what I mean? That's kind of my philosophy. And when I go down the money path, I just kind of I resent it sometimes. So So I've been trying to change that within myself. Money's not evil.
Ray, remember that money is just a form of energy. Just kind of wrap it up in that. The other thing is that you might want to talk to your partner, your twin flame, on this, to see if, and both explore, and Eileen's kind of brought this up, but to see if there's something laying in the subconscious of either one of you that is sabotaging what you're consciously trying to believe. So he may have something that's laying there that he needs to bring up to the surface, look at it, release it, and put it on a balloon or whatever and just let it go. But there's something maybe laying there. Now, with your upbringing, I'm thinking that you're pretty used to allowing things, and that you're not carrying a lot of baggage with you.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily true, but in the last year I've been able to release a lot of the things that I was carrying. So yes and no, you're correct, but not entirely. It has been a process where my twin and I have both had to release a lot of old beliefs, a lot of old feelings, more so for me than for him. He spent the last 10 years being completely solo, not getting into any relationships at all, working on himself. I took a slightly different path. So, but yeah, you're right. We need to release some of that. And I was going to ask any one of you to answer this question. Has any of you ever encountered a situation where you have a past life remembrance, like a past life echo, that's almost traumatic? We had some sort of strange traumatic past life experience that came to the surface when we met over the summer. And for him, for both of us, we feel that echo, and that echo is still here. We don't know how to process that. That's amazing. I guess one of you said yes. You did have something like that. Who was that?
Yeah, I've had that.
A little bit.
Jump on it.
Did that make sense?
Yes, and interesting enough, as you were talking about that,
You had an amazing echo.
wiped out your. It started echoing real heavy, just like when you were talking about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Have you had any shaman work or anything like that done, Ray?
No, because neither one of us can afford to actually pay somebody to do that. So we've just.
Honey, you don't have to pay anybody. All you have to do is give us permission, and one of us can do it.
Well, that would be very useful, I would think.
Phenomenal.
It is through the roof.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
I can't stand Trevor sometimes.
I'm so sorry about my mic call.
What did you say?
Is somebody else heating up?
No, but we do have a question that came from Missy.
It sounds otherworldly.
So I want to make sure Missy knows we saw your question. Just give us a minute. We're going to get to it because it was a very good question. So Missy, if you're watching,
We'll get right to it.
Yeah, you've asked. We got it. So that way you know we got it.
But what's going on with this echo? It does, Lynn. You're right. It sounds worldly. Check this out, though. I figured this out. We can hear you really good, Sandra and Alan, now because Sherry's a genius. If you go to the left-hand side of your screen and you see all those little controls there, if you go to the control room, there's a volume control. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Oh, looky there.
I know. Okay, so let's get back to what Ray was saying.
Am I still echoing?
Not now.
You're good now.
No. And here's the thing that I think that message was for all of us, was that the energy for you to want to go there is so strong that sometimes it can be very overwhelming, and your emotional energy is still intact. Okay? You will be able to affect certain types of electronics with that energy. and this is just more proof.
Tell me about it.
And this is just more proof of that same very thing. We think that we are an energy that's not resistant to energy. That energy was coming through, and it was almost like there was a hidden message on the inside of it. I almost had to.
It sounded like a man's voice for a minute.
At first,
No.
and it didn't sound.
It did.
It really did.
It sounded like
I
something.
hope that comes through in the recording because it.
Oh, I do too.
No
that
kidding.
was cool.
Because it sounded like something was answering what you were asking.
It sounded like from another dimension.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I thought
I
you were
like
a
that.
transformer. I was about to tell you all the time.
Now you have one of those stories you got on the radio.
Yes.
Lee is not right.
Hey, wait! I could be no writer.
It's good to hear the laughter.
Hey, Ray,
Yes.
I had a question. When you go to sleep at night, do you listen to anything? Like any sort of binaural wave, theta?
Sometimes I go to sleep just listening to rain, but I have lately been using the binaural beats. I'm trying to reprogram my brain and my subconscious. So that's what I've been working on lately. So I either go to bed listening to things like that, or I go to bed listening to guided meditation on finances or well-being or health. But that's a recent thing. That's only been the last few weeks, so I'm still working through that process.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting better, though.
Okay, well, no, the reason I ask is because Sandra and I go to bed every night 99 times out of 100 unless something really weird happens.
Like tonight.
Yeah, well, dealing with these guys. And, so we were just wondering if you went to bed with anything like that, because we went to bed last night. Hey.
Glasses.
I will find the glasses, nose, and
I am so showing up to this group again. I was really apprehensive about it. Now I'm going to show up again.
No.
Oh my God! Really, Lee? I have nightmares.
Jerry, don't
Sorry, Alan. Sorry.
No button,
I'm trying
Billy.
to contain her for a minute. Go ahead, Alan.
Oh, hell, really? After all that?
Is
You
this
gotta
an,
kidding me.
I was curious, is this in regards to the past life echo, or just as a general question? Is that what you're...
When you have a past life echo, is it like you're experiencing it, you're back in it?
Yes.
Or is it like you're watching a movie?
No, it's more like I'm experiencing, it's like, I feel like I'm just getting kicked in the gut. It's that emotionally strong.
Is your twin in that?
Yes.
And
Was there death?
Is there death?
We're not entirely certain. The story is kind of vague. He was the one who experienced it first. He looked at me and he became somebody else briefly and asked me, why did I leave? Why didn't I come back?
Got it.
And there was this... At first I didn't know what he was talking about, but then I picked, because I'm empathic, so I picked it up from him and I carried the ball for a moment, but it didn't actually hit me until months later. I would say about 3 months later, when I was writing a letter to somebody else saying, because we parted at the airport, and that was like one of the hardest things I had ever had to do, and I said that in this letter. It said something like, to him when I left, I said, this time I'm coming back. And I didn't think about it until I was writing the letter, and I said that, and I didn't know what I meant by it. But as soon as I wrote that, I dove into this emotional state of just, it was pain and anger and sorrow and guilt, all this guilt, huge amounts of guilt. And I knew it wasn't present. I knew it wasn't my present life. I knew it had nothing to do with my actual situation currently. But it was so overwhelming that I was literally paralyzed with tears and just sick to my stomach. It hurt so bad.
I had to go to the hospital. That was, if you'd been listening to the show tonight about the abdominal bleeding they thought I was having, because I had a past life regression. And in it was the twin that made me crazy enough to jump out of a castle.
That's me.
There's something deep-rooted that needs to surface, and you need to try and figure out what it is.
Well, we thought, and tell me if I'm on the right track here, we thought that we should acknowledge it, not necessarily dive into what happened, but at least acknowledge it, and acknowledge that that was something that happened in another timeline, that it's not part of our present timeline where we're currently at. But I think it still echoes for both of us. It's somewhat diminished, but I think in part one of the things that bugs my twin is he has a hard time connecting with me. He has a hard time letting himself completely surrender to the love between us. He has moments where he does, but then he backs off, and he does that because he's afraid of
abandonment.
He's terrified of that on an, at least that's my assessment. I'd hate to speak for him and him not be here, so I feel bad about that. But my assessment of it is that, yeah, he can't, because that's what I feel from him. He has literally closed himself up to the point where he's just not allowing himself to go 100%. I'm 100% in. I'm all in. I feel like here's the part that gets me. I'm 100% all in. I feel driven by the fact that I have to make good on this. I didn't come back last time, and God damn it, I'm coming back this time for sure. I'm not letting this happen again. That's my drive.
Sabotage. That could be part of that. You've got the belief and desire disconnect between the 60 and 40%, and then he's got that fear. And I'll tell you a Reader's Digest of mine and Trevor's experience with a past life where I was having a meditation before I even knew of Trevor. And it was a Native American setting, where there was a tier of the the uh, the tree blocks that they built to put a dead body on to burn in the Native American.
Yes.
And over a 3-year period, the scene unfolded to where I saw that it turned out it was Trevor, and I saw that he had been killed by an arrow from his brother, who was jealous of our relationship. On the day that we had been married like 8 years and we were renewing our vows, and he died in my arm. Trevor was angry, so the spirit was very angry that that happened. I cried a tear that I said to him, I was a shaman, he was a medicine man, and I cried a tear and it landed on his lips or somewhere on his face, and I said, I'm giving you a piece of me to take with you. When Trevor and I connected, I had no idea it was him. When he and I connected, he said, I've got something to give you, but I don't know what it is. One day when he came over to, once he ended up back on the East Coast, opportunity came up for that to come back to me, and that's when I had the awareness of why that meditation started 3 years ago, and I had gone through everything I went through personally. As the meditation unfolded, I was healing things in the physical. So my meditation would not advance until I did something in the physical that allowed me to heal or transform or grow. And then eventually we came together physically, and he gave it back to me. So there might be something in that past life that is part of this whole process, and that's blocking the ability for you guys to actually come together.
One of the things that comes to my mind that, from a male viewpoint, is that as long as you're where you're at, the fear of abandonment isn't so great because you're not there.
Exactly. I've felt that for a while. I mean, I completely agree with you. And because I've seen the way he acts and the things that he said to me, I just get this feeling, yep, it's easy for me to be 4,000 miles away, because now he doesn't have to deal with me potentially leaving him at some point. So
You know, he could create the very thing that he's afraid of.
But
may
I jump in?
Yeah.
Hey, Ray?
Yeah.
Are you close to your father?
Biological or adoptive?
Biological.
No, I've only learned about him about 4 years ago. We've only really talked through email.
Okay, but when you talk, growing up, when did you find out? You said you found out 4 years ago?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 43.
Okay.
I found out when I was 39.
Okay, so for 30 years, what did you tell yourself about why your father wasn't in your life?
I don't know. I didn't know he wasn't in my life. I thought my adoptive father was my father. My mother lied to me.
Okay, but your adoptive father, was he always a part of your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was a great dad. I mean, we didn't always get along, but I mean, I was actually closer with my dad spiritually than I was with my adoptive father than I was with my birth mother.
Okay.
Who they both raised me.
Okay. Was he emotionally available to you?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So that's great. However, that may trigger his abandonment issues.
How so? I mean, because we're not particularly close at the moment. After I found out about my adoption, things took a big nosedive with my family, and I haven't spoken to them really much in 4 years since I spoke to them, but they were very unhappy.
Right, and I can see how that could trigger that in you, but then your view of masculine energy changed. Did it not?
It was more because of my mother. It wasn't the masculine energy. I've always been masculinely drawn. I work in a male-dominated field. I have more female issues than male issues. I definitely get along with males better than females. So I wouldn't say that that's an issue for me.
No, not for you.
Put in real good right here.
But the way that you communicate, talk to masculine energy may be different and may trigger that in him
Terry, leave the button alone.
without you even knowing it. So
describe what it is that you mean by that, because I'm not sure that I'm following you entirely on.
Okay, so let me give you an example. So an example would be.
Sorry.
Take the control away from Sherry.
Sorry, Ray. I'm playing.
That's okay. No, I love it. I'm glad because I need the laughter. I do. It's good for me. So.
I'll let Lee finish before I get funny.
Sure, you being a dork chop.
For a 5-year-old and their father is not really responsive to them. Let's say that he grew up in a household where his father wasn't emotionally available, but his mother was, and she catered to him emotionally. And there were certain times that emotion was taken away because of what the male energy took away. Are you following so far?
You mean in my twin's life, you mean?
In your twin's life.
Oh, I know all about what happened in his life, so keep going.
But, okay.
I mean, I don't know if I should say this. His mother and father did divorce when he was quite young, but because his mother was kind of in and out of the relationship, she was in love with somebody else, but she'd come back, and then she'd go away again, and she'd come back.
There it is.
So the woman in his life who loved him unconditionally was able to leave him and come back, leave him and come back. Are you seeing a pattern here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're not near him, but his fear is that the woman who loves him unconditionally as a twin, and you can help him heal this.
Okay.
Because it's a thought pattern in him. It's not true, but it's a thought process in him, because if he can't heal that with his mother, he's going to need to heal that with you and himself.
What if if he were here, he would say that it wasn't an issue for him, that he loved his mother.
Then why does he have the fear that you're going to walk away? Why did he wait 10 years out of a relationship?
Because his previous marriage really tore him up.
Okay, and what happened in that relationship?
She basically cheated on him and left, and he
what
believed in.
And what happened with his mother? That energy that he got used to was his mother was married to his father. He fell in love with another man, and then he duplicated and found that same very energy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes yeah. I'm following you.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that you can help him heal that.
Well, I want to. I don't know how. I've tried to get him to talk about it, and he will talk about it. I mean, he's very open with me. This is not like something that he never talks about or anything like that. If it comes up, when we talk about it, but I've been telling him this for a while. I said I feel like I really should be helping you heal whatever this is that's keeping you from connecting with me fully. Because he's kind of in and out of it. Sometimes he's 100%, sometimes he's about 90%, and then and he'll tell me openly, well, sometimes I just feel like you're my sister. Sometimes I just feel like you're, we have a sibling relationship or a student-teacher relationship, and then other times you're my lover too, but I can't ever really be 100% all the time with this because there's this part of me, I'm kind of paraphrasing things he would say, there's a part of me that's still shut down, and I don't know why. And he's come up with some really ridiculous reasons at times. Wow. But at the same time, he's like, I don't even really think that's it, he'd say. And then he would move on to not really knowing really why he feels the way he feels. So I don't know where to begin with him. And I study psychology, and I don't know where to begin with him on this. Because this is bigger than just sitting down and talking about past relationships. This is about the twin energy as well for him. Well, and he's willing to move forward. I mean, if he weren't willing to move forward with this, he would have never let this continue because he's a very controlled person. He's mastered his will. I'm telling you, he's like amazing when it comes to self-control. And he would not have gone this far in the last year if he were not ready to take this step. So I'm always a little perplexed by his holding back from me in this. And then how do I help him move forward? how do I bridge this gap? Because it's painful to me when he does this. When he pulls away and he's like, it's, you know, and I don't want to make him feel bad, so I kind of keep it to myself sometimes, but it's incredibly painful knowing that he's not 100%.
Well, and that's kind of what Sherry did for me. I wasn't 100%. I was barely 20% in most days. But the thing was is that she really utilized compassionate listening. And compassionate listening, what you're listening for is the energy and the emotion of the word that he chooses when he starts to revert, when he starts to feel pain, when he starts to talk about something, and then he'll throw a catchphrase in someplace. Give you an example. I would say, God, we're going to be together someday, but you deserve so much better. What did you hear in that I said?
Self-doubt on your part. That's what I heard.
See, it's the way that you just pointed it out. If you would have said, what does deserve?
Well, I mean, I thought if I would have said it differently to him, but
I know, but the way that she would say, she wouldn't pick out what I say and say, well, don't beat yourself up. She wouldn't say it in that way. She would get me to explain what deserve means, because then I could go into the root of what was telling me I didn't deserve. So it's almost like you have to listen to the soul. And
well, he would say, tell me how you would respond to this, because I don't know how to respond to this. I'm too emotionally biased to be able to do it constructively.
Okay.
He said to me on more than one occasion that he feels like he's not loving me as much as I deserve to be loved. That's been said like 3 or 4 actually more than that. Probably a dozen times in the last year. I don't know how to respond to that.
Go ahead, Jerry. Oh, you got that one, or you want me to get it?
I mean, no. How would I have responded?
How you would have responded to me was, well, then why don't you just love yourself more, so I do deserve it?
There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
So why don't you love yourself more, so I do deserve it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear?
Yes.
How the words were pretty much out of place because the mind told him his ego is in activated mode, which means he's going to be in defense mode just in case you leave him. So you got to get him to see that, wait a minute, why am I choosing these specific words, and what is it that's causing me to use these specific words?
It's like
his relationship to himself is damaged.
That's been said like 3 or 4 actually more than that. Probably a dozen times in the last year. I don't know how to respond to that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Eileen?
You want me to?
Look at Eileen. How would I have responded?
How you would have responded to me was, well, then why don't you just love yourself more, so I do deserve it?
There it is. There it is.
So why don't you love yourself more? It's replaying itself so she can hear it again.
Oh, okay.
You hear it?
Yeah, please.
Are you paying attention to Spirit?
No, I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, that really resonated with me. That was like exactly what I needed to hear. Because I've had no idea. It's like, how do I fix this?
Why am I choosing these specific words, and what is it that's causing me to use these specific words?
It's like
his relationship to himself is damaged.
That's been said like 3 or 4 actually more than that. Probably a dozen times in the last year. I don't know how to respond to that.
Who's speaking?
Yeah, Eileen? Look at Eileen. How would I have responded?
How you would have responded to me was,
what's going on?
It's the weirdest thing.
Off the tape.
The energy is
What's
playing.
happening?
I don't know.
Well, that's the honest thing. Oh.
No, I think that might have been a message to all the millions of ones that keep running into that. That was a very powerful question.
Brilliant. It really resonated with me. That was like exactly what I needed to hear. Because I've had no idea. It's like, how do I fix this?
What is it that's causing you to use?
It keeps playing over and over again.
His relationship
That's been said like 3 or 4
Sherry, would you repeat that, please?
It's repeating over and over again.
Jeez. It's not clear right
Are
now.
you guys all still there? Is everybody still
Is
there?
everybody still there?
I'm still here.
Are we gonna blow up the
I'm
internet?
still here. There's a there's a lot of feedback and
Take down the
interference.
plus, they'll kick us off.
Well, to make the long story short, what I'm saying, Ray, is the one thing that you need to do is pay attention when you find those places where you can't speak here. More
I can
specific.
I can barely hear you. I'm so sorry, Lee.
That's okay.
I don't know what's going on with the audio.
It's coming from Trevor. I don't know if it's there.
Sherry, would you repeat that, please?
What am I supposed to repeat? Trevor. I can't stand Trevor right now.
Can't hear anything.
Oh, Trevor.
I love you, Trevor. I swear to God I do.
Everybody's still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
I think it's Lynn's fault.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but the audio's a mess. And we're going into an hour and a half.
When we have to read this question.
Yeah, we've got to read this question, but I don't know how it's going to come across. I don't know how it's going to come across. I don't know how it's going to come across.
You've got issues. That's okay. All right, so this is from Missy, for all of us. You guys, did you intuitively know that your reunion was coming soon, coming together as a couple? Also, did you have more synchronicities leading up to it?
What the fuck is happening?
Oh, I hate that. Isn't that Trevor?
Hey, Sherry, is there a way you can turn the volume down on the repeating cycle?
I don't see it in the control panel.
Yeah, it's not in the control panel at all.
Yeah, we're here.
I don't know. I mean, there's just no.
Okay, so this one was another question by Miss.
Suggest we all
What if your twin has abandonment issues because of his mom leaving, and you heard him too on top of that when we were younger?
I don't know how it's going
How can I help him here?
to come across.
Missy, do me a favor. Whatever's going on here, post the message in Twin Flames, and we'll all answer.
That's right. Post a message in the group and we'll answer it because this is a hot mess. This is Spirit telling us it's time to go. And,
You, Sherry.
I mean, that's
Hey, Sherry, is there a way you can turn the volume down on the repeating cycle?
That's cute, right? That's cute. And I don't see it in the control panel.
Yeah, it's not in the control panel at all.
Ow. It's like repeating it.
No.
Okay.
Sherry, can you repeat that? No, I mean, there's just no,
Okay, so we're going to be back. Do we want to do this again next week?
We'll be back in Google Hangout next week, everybody.
Is there one final question? Not a big one. This is about getting together. Is there a way to maybe get together earlier in the day so that maybe I can invite my twin to come along?
Yes.
Oh, certainly.
Yes, message us. I got to get this dog off me.
If you send us an email, now that you're friends with us, we do have our email on our actual page. Email us, we'll figure it out.
Great.
You guys game with that? Eileen, Trevor?
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Alan and Sandra are having way too much fun. That's cute. That's cute.
You gotta really listen.
This is incredibly annoying.
Okay.
God.
Okay, everybody.
There's just no,
This will be available on YouTube, by the way. So anybody who's watching, available on YouTube.
Not a big one. This is about getting together. Is there a way to maybe get together
It's on repeat. We can't even hear you.
We can try it.
You can't give it back.
We could end the call and restart the call.
There is that. There is that. We have a show to tape, though. We've got to go ahead and tape our
We got a show to tape. So
We were supposed
email
to-
us and we'll all get together and we'll answer your questions. Because this is a mess.
Yes. Yes, we would be happy to meet both of you at the same time.
I'm just playing now because everybody. Yeah, I'm just playing.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you guys. Love you.